This edition of Classroom Concerts serves as part of WMUL FM's special promotional series in support of the 2025 Diamond Teeth Mary Music Festival and Medicine Show. Welcome to Classroom Concerts, an in-house WMUL FM production made in partnership with JMC TV in Studio A. I'm WMUL FM 88.1 News Director Emma Johnson, letting you know that this year is the 25th anniversary of the homecoming of Diamond Teeth Mary. The annual festival will be located at Heritage Station in Huntington, West Virginia on August 23rd from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. This edition of Classroom Concerts features the Kitchen Syncopators, who will be performing at this year's festival. We here at WMUL FM hope you enjoy this edition, and we also hope to see you at this year's Diamond Teeth Mary Festival. And now, let's send it over to today's host of Classroom Concerts.
Hello and welcome to WMUL FM's Classroom Concerts. I'm WMUL FM Music Director John Boggess.
And I'm WMUL Programming Director Nolan Duncan. We're back for another edition of Classroom Concerts. Today we're joined by the Kitchen Syncopators.
Thank you for joining us today. This edition of Classroom Concerts is in support of the 2025 Diamond Teeth Mary Music Festival that the Kitchen Syncopators will be performing at on August 23rd at Heritage Station right here in Huntington, West Virginia.
Now, let's send it over to the Kitchen Syncopators. Take it away.
Hello, friends. We're the Kitchen Syncopators, and we're back home again in West Virginia. Take it, Randy. Tell us about it, Dale.
I'm home again in West Virginia. Well, I think that I can see that gleaming candlelight still shining bright through those big old tall pine trees. That new mown hay sends all its fragrance across those fields back where I used to roam. Well, I dream about the moonlight on the Ohio. I dream about my West Virginia home.
Everybody last time. So that was a old traditional jazz Dixieland style tune. And the original version we did is back home in West Virginia. And then some folks out in Indiana stole our song. But this is the original version. So we're here getting prepared for the honoring of Diamond Teeth Mary. And she sang the great old blues, great jazz songs of the 1930s. And we're going to do a kind of a slow bluesy jazz number from them called Basin Street Blues. That's a low down tuba. Street Blues. And Diamond Teeth Mary, she was quite something in her time, and flashing her diamond teeth and everything. And we're going to sing about her. This is the old 1920 song, Ain't She Sweet? Well, ain't she sweet? I see you walking down the street. Ask very confidentially, ain't she sweet? Well, ain't she nice? I look over once or twice. Ask very confidentially, ain't she nice? Just cast an eye in her direction. Whoa, me, oh my, ain't that perfection? Well, I repeat, don't think that kind of need. Ask you very confidentially, and she's dealt. So we've been the Kitchen Syncopators. We got Randy on guitar. We've got Dale on the tuba and Chris on the trombone and me on the kitchen sink. That's all, folks.
Huntington, you're invited to a historic celebration of music, culture, and legacy on Saturday, August 23rd from 5 to 10 p.m. at Heritage Station in downtown Huntington for an evening honoring the 25th anniversary of Diamond Teeth Mary's homecoming, commemorating the life and legacy of a blues trailblazer who helped shape American music history. Featuring live performances from an exciting lineup of regional talent. 4YLP, Corduroy Brown, Liz Pinnock and Dr. Blues, HBS All-Star Jam Band, and the Kitchen Syncopators. Plus, experience The Medicine Show, featuring Tara Fate, Phoenix Pharmacy, and Granny Witch Gardens. This community event is made possible with support from the Huntington Blues Society, Greater Huntington Park and Recreation District, Doubletree by Hilton Huntington, WMUL-FM, the W. Page Pitt School of Journalism and Mass Communications, Marshall University's School of Music, and Whiz Bang Bam. Presented in the public interest by WMUL-FM.
Welcome back to Classroom Concerts. I'm WMUL-FM Music Director John Boggess.
And I'm WMUL-FM Programming Director Nolan Duncan. Now we are going to sit down with Ed Light, Randy Brown, and Dale Jones of the Kitchen Syncopators and learn more about them.
Well, Kitchen Syncopators, we want to thank you again for stopping by WMUL today to have a conversation with us. We really enjoyed the concert you all have, and now we have a few questions for you. So I want to know a little bit more about you all, so tell us about yourselves and what is your all's story?
Well, once upon a time, we were young, and in fact, this is dedicated to Diamond Teeth Mary, and so she played back about 100 years ago, and so we were her backup band, and so we've been around quite a long time, and that's basically our story. We're hanging in there.
Well, what about individually? What is some of your all's background in music? How did you all get started?
Want me to go ahead? Yeah, I'm Dale Jones. I played in the band in high school, and then I didn't play for about 20 years after that, and got started again playing. I'm a tuba player, and I have two bands called, one of them's called the Backyard Dixie Jazz Stompers, and the other is the Uptown Sounds. We play big band music, and we've been together since 1984, and just love to play this kind of music. It's fun to do, and it's relatively easy once you get used to doing it.
Well, and my story is essentially like Dale's. My name's Randy Brown. I play banjo and guitar, but I got my musical start playing in the Kamak Junior High School band, playing clarinet, and then I continued playing all the way through high school. And after graduation, I took my clarinet and we pawned it so we could all go out and buy a 12-pack of beer, you know.
It was 3-2 in those days, wasn't it?
Right, what's that?
It was 3-2. Yeah,
That's
so
right.
to actually get high test, you had to go over to Ohio.
The good stuff, right. But anyway, then I took up guitar, banjo, and played with several of the local bands around. I've been playing with Dale's band since what? 1924 or 1984.
84.
Right.
Yeah, and I enjoy playing the music. Also, I collect old vintage jazz records from the 20s and 30s and 40s. So I've always had a real deep liking for this kind of music.
Right. So I'm involved in all kinds of music. As far as our jazz, my dad played boogie woogie piano, and I got real interested in old country music, and then we were hit by the folk scare of the early 60s, and so I played in all kinds of bands. So back in the 70s, I played in a bluegrass band in the Charleston area, and every once in a while we'd slum it and come down to Huntington, play in the, and then I joined the Lucky Jazz Band of Huntington. We were the big big Dixieland traditional jazz band around here. But it's funny, so my favorite music has always been jug band music. So you notice in the syncopators I'm playing the washboard, and so basically every genre, every band I've been in ends up being a jug band.
So how did you all come up with the name Kitchen Syncopators?
That was his doings.
I'm afraid.
Really?
So, so back in the 100 years ago, some of the real hot early jazz bands were something syncopators, and so then so I was dreaming away one night and I said, well, kitchen sink, and then that rest is history.
Do you all approve of the name?
They didn't have much choice.
Doesn't matter to me.
Right.
Well, I noticed during your set that you all just played that you referred to the instrument that you were playing as the kitchen sink. So could we go ahead and take a look at the kitchen sink, and you can kind of show it off and explain it to us a little bit?
Calling the cows.
Well, no, actually, it's basically out of the laundry room. So before we had laundry rooms and modern technology that always broke down, especially the washing machines they have now, get our clothes on the washboard. And then it ended up that this was a great percussion instrument. In fact, I play sometimes for the last washboard factory in the United States, and this is the Columbus Washboard Factory, and now they sell way more washboards to musicians than people do in their laundry. And you can see, the old ones are ones that so you see, we got a little soap down in here too.
A little bit of age.
Have y'all ever tried to play that thing?
Not me.
I've maybe scrubbed on one occasionally, but not very often. I leave that up to Ed, the pro.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's pretty cool. Did you make that yourself?
Yeah.
He put all the junk on it.
No, there's always something falling off and something new going in.
And you've got I see you've got this little
Oh, yeah,
doohickey
that-
back here.
So
Go this way.
yeah, here we go. So basically, the style of jug band music, it started out as early country and jazz music, but then it got way evolved into the future around 1940 with Spike Jones and his City Slickers. And so the main thing about this music is you have to have lots of sound effects. And so I ran out of room on my washboard, so now I have my horn section and get all kinds of stuff here. But just the next generation of washboard players, there's this guy from Canada, so he ran out of room on these, so now he has this big World War I metal helmet with all kinds of things, so he's going like this and hitting his head.
It's kind of like one of those things that make the noises for old cartoons with.
Oh no, old cartoons had our music and lots of sound effects.
Hey, show them what this sounds like when you scratch on it.
Yeah.
And of course, so I play it with thimbles, and so when I go in the sewing stores, they get all excited. Oh man, so I have to get all kinds of thimbles in different sizes, and they love me there. One of the greatest advances in 21st century technology is they've now come up with adjustable thimbles, because in the old days with the regular thimbles, they all go flying off. So in our Lucky Jazz Band days in the 80s, we'd play in these real fancy supper clubs, and I was always worried that my thimbles would end up in somebody's soup. Instead of saying, wait, there's a fly in my soup, wait, there's thimbles in my soup.
Could I ask him a question? What kind of washboard is that? Is that by the Columbus Washboard Company, or is that a different
No, it was
make that's out of business now?
yeah. Oh, all the washboard companies are out of business except
for one.
Columbus. And in fact, one of my positions there, working in the Columbus Washboard Factory, I'm kind of an honorary member when I go up there, and I'm quality control officer. So, and they have this old-fashioned machinery assembly line. Then they come off the assembly line, and I play and tell them whether it's a good musical washboard.
Play test them.
Well, it's pretty cool. Definitely one of the most unique instruments we have seen in our classroom concert series.
Sorry about that.
But the purpose of today's classroom concerts that we are doing with you all is we do want to talk about the upcoming Diamond Teeth Mary Festival that you all will be performing at. Have you all been to the Diamond Teeth Mary Festival before? And if so, did you play, or were you all just kind of attendees?
Yeah, so we were there last year at Heritage Village, and we opened it up. Then they turned it over to the rock electric groups. But we like to think we're the most authentic thing there, because we're playing music from the era of Diamond Teeth Mary, and this is the kind of music that backed her up and she sang with. And in fact, these crazy novelty jug band instruments, she got her start playing in the medicine shows that would go around, and the doctors would sell their fake medicines and have musicians and singers get the crowds in, and then they'd sell them the stuff that would cure everything. And then they'd get out of town before people got sick.
So, you all are performing, and so what are you all looking forward to the most for this year's Diamond Teeth Mary Festival?
Well, I think being a heritage village is really neat. The old history of the railroads and the old trains, and this is Huntington's railroad heritage.
Yeah.
So it's neat to play there.
I kind of look forward to just hearing the different bands, because some of the bands they bring in are certainly very professional and really excellent musicians. So that's always interesting, and there's a couple of guitar players there that are just phenomenal, absolutely fantastic.
Great. And then the last kind of question we have about Diamond Teeth Mary is what importance do you all think this festival has to Huntington?
Well, Huntington has a great musical legacy and history here, and I don't know if you guys want to
just keeping her memory alive is one of the most important things. Frankly, I had never heard of her until maybe 10 years ago, and she was very important in this kind of music in her day.
Well, and too, just bringing more people into Huntington to see the festival. I mean, it definitely promotes tourism in the area.
So, in addition to Diamond Teeth Mary, what are some other events you all have performed at that you've really enjoyed?
Well, we used to have an event here in Huntington called the Coon Sanders Nighthawks Fans Bash, and that went on for, I think, 40-some years. That we brought musicians in from all over the country and playing this kind of music, and just we'd bring in like 3 or 4 bands, but we'd mix and match the musicians, and they loved it. And it's just, this kind of music is just fun to play and fun to listen to, and I think it's important to try to keep it going.
I agree, 100%.
Well, before I ask you all the final question, I did want to ask you all, are you all in need of a harmonica player? Because our friend Nolan plays the harmonica pretty well.
Really?
Yeah, I got that on, man.
Okay, well, this is the audition.
Can you
Go
play a
ahead.
little sample on there?
Yay!
I feel like we're around the campfire or something, out west.
Well, we'll let you know.
Yeah. We'll keep
We're the panel
name
of judges.
on file.
We'll see if we pass the audition.
All right. I wanted to ask you all for the final question. Obviously, there's a lot of opportunity to have fun with this type of music you all play. So what song do you all perform that you have the most fun playing?
That's a tough question.
Well, each one of us probably has a favorite song, I would say.
I do. I like that the one that we do Back Home Again in Indiana.
Yeah.
And I made up the words Back Home Again in West Virginia. And people from Indiana don't like to hear it, but it's fun for me to do and fun to listen to.
Personally, the song I like is Some of These Days that we play. It's kind of a combination of jazz, of a jazz song, but also a lot of dance bands in the 20s and 30s played it. That's one of my favorites anyway.
So my favorite song these days, and I dedicate it to all the folks in my different bands, is it's entitled "Too Old to Cut the Mustard."
Sounds like a fun song.
That's too close to true.
Really.
All right. Before we wrap things up, is there anything else you all would like to add?
Oh, we'll be glad to see you down at Heritage Village, and we'll have a good time with the music. And
Maybe Mary Teeth or Diamond Mary will be looking down from above, and hopefully she'll give it a thumbs up again.
if we see any flashes from
I
the
was gonna
sky,
Yeah, right.
it's probably the sun shining
probably
in her.
Mary, right.
She actually had diamonds in her teeth. I talked to somebody.
She's liable to hear us playing and send a lightning bolt down, but,
Oh, no.
but we're having fun.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we can't wait. We're looking forward to it. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining us for this edition of Classroom Concerts. And a big thank you to Ed Light, Randy Brown, Dale Jones, and Christopher McClung from the Kitchen Syncopators for joining us today, as well as all of the WMUL FM staff for helping us with this production.
And thank you to our viewers. What we create is possible thanks to your ongoing support. You can check out all of our other content from WMUL FM 88.1 or on our social media pages at WMUL_radio. All episodes are available for playback on our YouTube at WMUL Radio and JMC TV.
Don't forget, you can see the Kitchen Syncopators live at the 2025 Diamond Teeth Mary Festival and Medicine Show on August 23rd at Heritage Station in Huntington, West Virginia, as well as other classroom concert guests such as previous guest Corduroy Brown and the Huntington Blues Society, who we will feature on August 20th. I'm WMUL FM Music Director John Boggess.
And I'm WMUL FM Programming Director Nolan Duncan. Have a great night.
Bleep, 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 bleep. That's all, folks.